Hi, I am Akinshola Samson. You're welcome to this video course on animating a walk cycle like a pro. All 18 episodes on this course will be uploaded on our YouTube channel once per week. However, you can get the full video course on our website, Levonotion.com. It's time to work. Let's animate a walk. Hi guys, welcome to another lesson in this series. And in this video, we are going to add a Y rotation to the character as the character walks. So on the down position, the hips of the character rotates to the left hand side of this character. Now we want the chest to also rotate to the right hand side in order to keep the balance of the character as it walks through the walk cycle. Okay, so before we can do anything, we need to unhide the armature that was hidden in the previous lesson. And now I want to go to the chest of the character and I need to activate the Y rotation. So Shift H to to hide all unselected attributes, A to select all the keyframes, and period key to frame that. Now it's time to rotate this about the Y axis. So just want to balance that out a bit. So maybe minus 0.03 should be fine. 0.03. And I'm just going to set the keyframe there. Select all the keys, frame them once again. And now I want to copy the keyframe on frame 4 and go to frame 16. Ctrl V to add that, but I'm just going to change that to a positive value and set the keyframe. So this is what we have. Okay, so the graph looks weird. That's because we don't have any keyframe on frame 25. So quickly, I just want to copy the keyframe on frame 1 and then paste that on frame 25. And the graph looks a bit decent, but it's not as smooth as what I want it to look like. So to fix this, I'm going to hold down Shift and select frame 1. By the way, I can easily delete 13. I don't need that. Now select frame 25, the keyframe on frame 25, and that on frame 1. Then GY to constrain the movement to the Y axis, and try and look for a sweet spot where the curve looks very smooth. So I think this is nice. Now let's see what the animation looks like with this. Yeah, this is very, very nice. I like this. It feels so natural. Looks good. So it's time to add follow through and overlapping action using the head control by rotating it about the Y axis as well. So I want this because I want it to overlap, right? I don't want it to also happen on the down position. So I would like this to happen on the passing pose, which is on frame 7. So on frame 7, the rotate Y should go to the right hand side of the character, so 0.003. So I wouldn't want that, so just Ctrl Z. And let's try and drag from here. Ctrl Z. No, this is not what we want. Ctrl Z. Oh, so Z. Z is what we want. So I'm just going to go to the rotate Z and to get something nice, but I don't want to overdo it. So 0.125. Let's see what 0.1 looks like. That's a bit too much. How about 0.07? 0.07. Still too much in my opinion. 0.04. No, kind of too much. Okay, 0.02. I think this is a sweet spot for me. So I'm just going to set the keyframe here. Insert single keyframe. So I want to go back to Z, Shift H, and frame that. Obviously, that's the only keyframe we have on Z, so that's why it's really not showing anything. So I'm going to copy this and go to frame 19 and paste that there. Okay, but on frame 19, I'm going to make this a negative value, set a keyframe, select all keyframes and frame them. Well, I need to select the rotate Z. To select rotate Z, Shift H, select everything and frame that. Okay. So now that I have my keyframes on the passing position for both foot change, I need to make this head movement snap a little bit. And how can this be achieved? It can simply be achieved by dropping in your moving hold. And this is the same technique we've been doing in a couple of lessons that had gone past before this. So I'm going to go to frame 13 and select this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and just move this a little bit higher, GY, for it to continue in that motion. You can see there's a slight continuation in that motion. Okay, so Ctrl C, and I want to go to frame 25 now and paste that, Ctrl V. Now on frame 25, I'll make this negative, minus, set a keyframe there. Okay, copy that and go to frame 1 and make it exactly the same as frame 25. Now, the last thing I want to do here is to make sure my cyclic is on for the head control. As you can see, it's not showing that here now, currently. So what's going on? I have keyframes on 36. No, this is not supposed to be. So just delete that. Okay, there shouldn't be any keyframe beyond frame 25. I don't know how that got there. That's ridiculous. All right, so Alt-H to unhide everything, A to select them all, and I want to go to the channel extrapolation mode and click on Make Cyclic. So this way, I can see the post and pre-infinity curves. So let's go back to our Y rotation, Z rotation rather, Shift H, A, select, and see what our curve looks like. So this looks good. It's a good time to check out the addition we have to this animation. And you can see how the head is moving. So I feel like it's still moving a bit too much. So I just want to reduce it. S and Y to constrain the scale in the Y axis and push down to reduce it. Cool. Let's see if I can still get away with reducing this S, Y. Just reduce a little bit. Cool. I think I like this. So hide the rig. Let's see. Now we need to add the rotation for the upper part of this character about the X axis, so rotation X, that's the forward and backwards rotation. So this will be added in the next lesson. For now, I'm going to call it a wrap in this video. So in the next lesson, we're going to work on that. So see you in the next lesson, guys.